Mr. President, you plan to resign your post?
No.
Why not?
I'm not resigning my post because
I
I have not been found guilty of anything.
What would you like to say to your constituents, Mr. Reed?
What to say?
What would you like to say to your constituents?
We just, my attorney and I, we just got this indictment, just like you all have. And it's going to take a minute to read it and, understand everything that's
Can you tell us now that you've never taken cash in exchange for any official duties as alderman?
And again, my attorney has advised me, just like in any of these federal cases, there's a reason why they say not to talk to the press during these.
But you're going to continue to conduct
down?
business. How are you going to do that?
I'm just like I always have. I've been a good steward for the city, and I plan to continue to be a good steward to the city.
Won't it hurt the public trust to stay in this post while you're under federal indictment?
No, an indictment doesn't mean that you're guilty. An indictment an indictment is if you read the indictment at the end, it says that doesn't mean that the person is guilty. That just means that the collection of evidence that's been taken to a grand jury without a judge seated or anything, with just one side of the evidence, the grand jury agreed with them. There's a lot of other information that has to be factored in.
Years of evidence.
No, that wasn't.
Found Milton not guilty or not, though, when they read the phone calls, what do you say to the citizens that are going to see that and they're going to be disappointed?
There are a lot of other phone calls. So, but I'll be talking with my constituents like I always have. So I plan to make sure that I communicate with my constituents and people as informed as possible along the way, without also at the same token having respect for the process, because these federal cases, it is a process that you have to follow.
Did you ever think you find yourself on this side of the law?
Absolutely.
Doesn't this cast a cloud over the Board of Aldermen while you're running meetings, though? Will you be at the Board of Aldermen meeting
Yes,
tomorrow?
I'll be at the Board of Aldermen meeting.
Do you expect others to call for your resignation?
No, I don't. Because again, an indictment, it doesn't mean that you're guilty. So,
But they said they got you on tape accepting bribes.
That's your interpretation of what you've seen.
You're denying you didn't accept cash?
Again, that's your interpretation of what you've seen. And with that, I've answered more questions than my attorney would ever advise me to answer. So I'm just asking you all to just have some respect for that, have some respect for the process. And those of you who've known me for years in the media, you know that when I can talk, I will talk openly, honestly about everything and answer as many questions as possible.
But you know the voters are going to want to know tonight, was the City Hall up for sale?
Again, the voters know me. The voters know the 20 plus years that I've served. They know my record. Every major development in this city I've led for 20 years. So the voters have plenty on my record. So again, I've spoken more than I should. I am going to leave it at that. Please respect that. And then, but when it's time, and when it's appropriate, and again, when you're dealing with these federal cases, you have to really be measured about your approach. And,
have you made mistakes?
It's not, and one of the things you have to do really truly is to understand what the case is. And at this point, we received the paperwork when you received it. We've been pretty busy this morning, so we have not had a chance to really dive into what the full breadth and scope of it, but we will.
Are you worried, scared?
Anytime you have something like this, any normal human being would be. It does present stress to you, obviously, but again, I've answered way more questions than I should, because when you're dealing with a federal case, you really have to approach it in a different way than just any other case.
Are you maintaining your innocence then?
I've pled innocent, and I think that was clear to everyone. All right, thank you. Thank you.